So I'm renaming all these videos Humility, Love, and Compassion. Because throughout the day, especially when I walk and I'm around individuals or people, I always have to say to myself, humility, love, and compassion. Because in order to be loving and compassionate and kind to other people, you have to have complete humility. Not only do you have to have complete humility, you have to understand that you're connected to all people and you're connected to all things. So there's a oneness, there's a totality, but you are connected to all things. And if you humble yourself to the point where you're not obsessed with the me, or you're not obsessed with getting things, it allows you to be in love with life, where you're completely present. And everything just makes sense to you. To the point where you look at birds flying in the sky, you see the blue and the white clouds, and you think about how much you'll miss it when you're gone. Such simple things. So sometimes when cars pass by me when I walk, occasionally I think about how they're missing things. Someone once told me in Costa Rica that everybody moves at a different speed. Some people get it. Some people take them a while to get. Some people may never get it at all. That doesn't really matter. It's not my concern. It's what he pretty much told me. But to focus on just loving them and understanding who they are and where they are. It's very difficult for some people to think that we're all connected to this oneness, this whole. Because a lot of people have a lot of issues with other people. They talk about how other people aren't nice people and they're mean people. I'm not going to use other words here that people usually use to define other individuals. When you really humble yourself and you really listen to why are these people acting out in terms that people say they're mean or they're unloving or they're not nice people, I always go back to what is the psychology of this individual. I always think about when they were a child, when they were a baby, when they were being raised throughout their life. Were people too hard on them? Were they not loved enough? Did they not get enough attention? I always think about where the person came from, where they stemmed from. And in doing so, you develop more compassion for every individual. Because you're not labeling them or giving them a meaning. You're just thinking to yourself, oh, okay, you know, if this person is acting that way, why? You know, and a lot of the times it comes down to the point or the fact that they weren't loved or they didn't get the attention that they needed. May have been neglected. They've had really hard times in their life. Or sometimes they could have a mental illness, like personality disorder. It could be both. They could have a really rough upbringing and a mental illness, you know. That they really can't get out of. Because a lot of times people that suffer from mental illnesses, they go through so much suffering that they cause suffering on others. Of course, you don't have to stay there. You could have a mental illness and find ways to heal, get through it, learn discipline through studying psychology, spirituality, nutrition, health, sleep. Just can't give up on people, you know. There's always a reason why somebody is the way they are. Whether they have an inferior or superior complex. But the more humble a person becomes, the more and more present they could become. Things don't really matter anymore. The only thing that really matters is just being here, feeling life, being connected to life, being connected to all things. I used to not have a tree outside my window. I've been living in the same room for 4 years, on and off. 4 years ago, there was no tree here. And now there's a tree that scrapes against the window on windy days. That's scraping you here, probably. It's this tree. It's pretty interesting.